Hey guys, we're gonna play Plants vs. Zombies again. PopCap. Yep. Plants vs. Zombies. And now we're gonna do the Vodka level. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's get in. You know they used to call me Fogman? Because I would hang out in the fog and jump out at people. Those were the days. The good old days, and life was happy. Let's get started. So, we get puff shroom, some iconic plants, and let's get started. Alright. There we go. Okay, more sun. Put that sunflower. All right. All right. Okay. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. It's the Jack in the Box! Okay.
Sunflower is going to carry this challenge for us. However, don't think this will be a cakewalk. I don't think you've realized what's in store for these few characters down the line. For now though, Sunflower greatly increases our sun production and allows us to get by level 2 with no problem at all. We get given this nut dude, but he ain't part of the Garden Warfare gang, so in level 3, I did not place this nut. Cactus did. And once again we breeze through the level, with the same going for level 4, rewarding us with cabbage base. Such a shame that PopCap chose the corn throwing man over you to get a Garden Warfare character. Oh well. Day 5 unlocks the whole of the lawn, which somehow already has walnuts planted in the dirt. How did you do that? And this cabbage dude decided he wanted to join in on the fun. Yeah, not happening, buddy. Get out of here. We continued the level with our pea shooters, as well as these walnuts who've decided to sacrifice themselves for the greater cause. And once taking out the final cone head, yeah, we still haven't gone against any bucket heads. He fell over and I found hot sauce in his pocket, to which Dave stole it and poured the whole thing on one taco, and then ate it. Dave, after consuming said taco, somehow doesn't feel like his ass is about to explode, but actually wants to eat it again. Freak. So after talking to his, talking car, he travels back in time, as anyone would do, and oh no! We're in ancient Egypt now. That doesn't smell right. Or maybe the smell's coming from you eating that hot-ass taco. But after Dave stopped talking about his bowels, we get thrown into day 1, being the first level of ancient Egypt. The White Knight and Walnuts have returned, defending our Garden Warfare plans. So we went ahead and fought through the horde with only Sunflower and Pea Shooter, until we came across Mr. Sunman, who decided to just steal my hard-earned sun. Although, he literally was taken out by this Pea Shooter, so it didn't matter at all. We then went on to Power-Up level with these pre-planted plants. I didn't place these guys, in which I tried my hardest to hold back the overwhelming amount of zombies, just trying to tempt me into using my snowflake powers or Google Maps. And after making it to the final wave, I had to sacrifice 2 lawnmowers to beat the level, to which they respawned instantly, so all of that stress was for nothing. Regardless, we received the world map. Wow, look at this cool map. Anyway, level 3 had Penny giving me a few bands, but then this taco-eating head-ass made me spend a rack on some plant food. Where am I buying this food from, the black market? These early levels are obviously quite a cakewalk. Yet, Dave over here talking about these zombies keep being different. Man, shut your shit. On day 4, here was our first real issue. Take a look at this conveyor belt real quick. You see the issue? That's right. Why does this plan got dread? The conveyor belt levels will likely be the downfall of this challenge, with not knowing which plants are coming next, along with if these plants are even in these levels. However, luckily the early levels give me an infinite supply.
Alright. First, let's take these plants with us. Let's just replace Pea Shooter because we don't have more space. And let's get started. Alright. Okay. Alright, still waiting. See you in a minute.
Easier with these 2 joining the team. However, after moving on from this level, I got hit with an ad. Now, I didn't know that there was just adverts. Cactus being able to turn into spikeweed, as approaching zombies would force him into the ground, and kinda just stab them from below. Day 13 had us placing plants next to Dave's mucus collection, and me, being the idiot I am, thought these guys needed protecting, otherwise Dave would show up on my lawn with a shotgun. But it turns out I'm just not allowed to plant on these guys. Which I didn't understand until way later. Day 14 unlocked the Zen Garden, which had a small depiction of Dave, Gnome, Maeve. Before heading into day 15, we got hit with another advert. What even is this? Pink snake. Dave then tells us there's a plant cool on the banana phone. Plants don't have arms. How did they phone you? In an attempt to save these endangered plants, I simply went to go get the shovel, and unsurprisingly that didn't work. So we had to instead fight every single zombie, all because Dave couldn't get off his taco-eating ass and dig up 3 flowers. Luckily, we passed the level with flying colors, which can't be said for this advert since there are no colors, and I still managed to fail. Day 16 happened so fast that the sunflowers I placed spelled out the letter F for fast. Day 17 told me I'm not allowed to place more than 17 plants. Why? But due to Cactus's dual-wield up, down, left, right cheat code looking ass, I resorted to primarily placing him over the course of the whole level, and my press for burning down everything and I had to restart. After playing more carefully around Jack Black, and by that I mean just sacrificing everything so he could be run over, we beat the level, rewarding us with Repeater, Pea Shooter Dose. Times 2. He shoots 2 times. Unfortunately, Repeater isn't in Garden Warfare, so we moved on to day 20, having to once again protect these goddamn sunflowers. I tried to play more strategically against Jack Black by planting chompers in front of my sunflowers to eat him way before he gets close to burning everything down. And surprisingly, this meta was working. So as Jack Black rebooted to the bottom lane, I placed another chomper, and... Hey, excuse me. Time out, Mr. Black. How Does that shit work? So you're telling me this jump sucking ability, we were able to pull him in, then push him out, and I'm gonna stop talking now. Day 24, a pea shooter level once again, where I just placed like 50 cacti, but I decided to randomly place these chompers in a pattern in the front row with my remaining sun, which actually came in handy as these gold statue dudes fortunately walked in those exact lanes. How thoughtful of you, gentlemen. However, with day 24 complete, it was time to take on the final level of ancient Egypt. My taco tastes so close. Shut your fat ass up. The level began, and I just had to pray that some of our Garden Warfare plants would appear on the conveyor belt. Okay, can't use that one. Okay, I can't use that one. Can't use that one either. Or that one. No, not that one. No, not him. He got rejected. That's not gonna work. Okay, dude, what the fuck? It turns out this game is just racist against the Garden Warfare plants, so instead I had to beat this level as normal. But hey, look on the bright side. I said look on the bright side. We took down Zomboss like the pathetic loser he is, and he gave up the key to Pirate Seas. In the first episode of this series, I had a lot of people commenting what actually counts as a Garden Warfare plant, which is kind of my fault. What about potted plants? Do the character variants count? You forgot about abilities like Chomper's Spikeweed. It's at the start of the video. So here is the rules part 2. I guess. Potted plants do not count. I feel as though with the amount of potted plants you can plant from the Garden Warfare games, the challenge would suddenly become very easy, especially considering one of the plants is Doomshroom. Wow guys, look at me go! Character abilities are still not allowed. I'm not sure how some of you have already forgotten that rule, but they're still not allowed. I noticed a part of the, lawn is actually intentional. With this new rope swinging, I decided to make Ultimate Torchwood. Yeah, this'll get him. Dude, you suck. We unlocked Spikeweed, but remember guys, we're not allowed to use him. Why can't we use him? Rewatch this whole video. Day 7 introduced these barrel pushing zombies, and from what I can remember, the Spikeweed we were just given supposedly makes them explode. Or not, but I had my own idea to get around these stalker barrels. Remembering that cactus could shrink into the ground when zombies approached, I got curious whether she could also explode these barrel dudes just like Spikeweed. So placing cactus near the front, I let the barrel pusher roll over her, and surprisingly it actually worked. And all it costed me was a slow recharging cactus and 175 sun. Realizing how stupid my plan was, I decided to just butter spam every zombie to make the barrel stop moving, and force the imps inside to just stare at me forever in an endless staring competition. But I must have got distracted as the barrel pusher woke up and went to destroy my Torchwood. Hold on. What? So it turns out Torchwood works a bit different to his PvZ1 counterpart. As in this game, once Torchwood is destroyed, he sets the whole lane on fire, exactly like the Jalapeno. And it also seems that enemies nearby Torchwood take light fire damage over time. Something fling! We tried again, but this time I really played it safe with my plants. I realized that I need to save as many Kernel Corns and Snapdragons as possible, and after actually paying attention to the conveyor belts, we had way more plants on the board in the early game. And with a whole row of Snapdragons, none of the flying zombies were eating their way through. When the fat-ass pirates returned, I basically had a full board of plants, as well as maxed out plant food. I guess you could say it was a joke, guys, don't worry. Day 9 had a stranger layout with 3 of the lanes missing, which is the exact amount of rows Snapdragon is able to hit. After playing more carefully in the boss fights, I seem to have this beautiful layout of plants. I mean, ignore these zombies for a sec. Here we have the Kernel Corn patch, nicely laid out. And just behind them we have my electric cacti. Just below them we have my sunflower garden, and this neat row of Snapdragons defending the docks. It's just so perfect. Anyway, everything else. So as the final zombie walked the plank, I had to carefully choose. Pirate Seas levels are very similar in design. It's practiced with a forced minigame, having to shoot the uber seagulls out of the sky. How do I justify me using these cannons? Well, in Garden Warfare on the map Walnut Hills, which is where Dave lives, these cannons can be seen on the front porch, which he clearly took with him for safety purposes, and now he's decided to whip them out on this level. I didn't place these cannons from Garden Warfare on the map Walnut Hills. Crazy Dave did, because he took them from his home. They're basically his pets. Okay, with ease. Hey, wait, who let you back in? Not the same Snapdragon. Guys, how is he not dead? The final wave arrived, and thankfully nothing could get past. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Grab your water aura. We get given 3 Peter and move on to day 15. Hello, 3 Peter. Not only that, but we also have to protect these flowers that have somehow grown through the floorboards. Thankfully, with Torchwood being part of the Garden Warfare crew, we can plant our pea shooters to take out the zombies with no problem at all. Game? I think we're finished now. I vanquished all the zombies. Game? Hello? Remember, protect those plants. Why are you saying it like I suck at doing my job? Oh yeah, never mind. In day 16, as a way to counter the barrel rollers deleting my jelly beans, the game has forced spikeweed into my loadout, but I think I'll just use my version instead. And thankfully, due to these beans taking out the first couple zombies, I can rack up a whole garden of sunflowers before the next big wave. Along came the barrel zombies, and as I was about to use my spikeweed 2.0, I realized I couldn't place Cactus on the bridge because he's stupid. So after panic buttering everything, it was too late, and never mind, Jelly Bean is actually goated. I did end up placing a couple more plants to defend the beans and made it out with them fully protected. Take that, Penny, you dumb car. It seems as though Dave has gotten into speedrun, with Cactus being able to shrink and turn into spikeweed, or he was killed by the Mafia. This row of Snapdragons made any threat we faced instantly go down, and after exploding the cannons with Electric Cactus, we have arrived at day 25. Boss fight time. I've discovered something in your time machine. It's basically the same as my stuff. Explain to me how your ass created Penny. Is it true? Could I be a Zombot? User Dave. Am I the daughter of Zomboss? Hold on, wait, I did not know this. I need to update my theory video because this piece of info changes everything. Theories and speculation aside, we have a job to do, and it's not gonna be easy. The conveyor belt gives us Snapdragon and Colonel Corn from the Garden Warfare gang to take him down. So after beginning to plan down what I had, the lobotomy parrot instantly stole my Snapdragon. Yeah, it's not looking good. Half of my mowers were already destroyed, and this dumbass parrot keeps stealing all of the shit I place. However, after taking out a few zombies, we got a bit stronger in our defense, although the conveyor belt once again was clogged up, leading to my plants once again being overwhelmed. And after this crazy Colonel Corn butter snipe, I've managed to survive for over 5 minutes. And this is the amount of health the Zomboss is on. Yeah, this is impossible, bro. But after remembering what I said earlier in this world,
I didn't place this cannon from Garden Warfare on the map overnight. That was crazy Dave did.
Coconut Cannon is here to help, but don't think that makes this level any easier. Yes, he can take out basically any enemy in one shot, but that recharge time makes him defenseless against any zombie approaching. The strategy was to take out clusters of zombies and use Coconut Cannon to take out as much as he could, whilst the Corn and Snapdragon defended at the back. However, the conveyor belt kept screwing with me with the wrong plans, then right after to push back the larger threats and give myself more time. The Gargantuas were just getting out of hand, but thanks to Colonel Corn, we were able to stun them just for a second whilst everything recharged. But just in that moment, Zomboss took out 2 rows of my defense, and it looked like game over from this point onwards. I sacrificed another lawnmower to buy me time, and actually managed to stop Zomboss from killing my plants with a perfectly timed coconut bomb. Only a third of his health remained. However, the biggest problem now was finding space to get rid of these plants so the Garden Warfare ones could appear. If I place these plants in an area that damages the zombies, the challenge is immediately over. With the parrot stealing my coconut cannon in the bottom lane, there was no way I could recover from this. And I was right. We lost with only a third of his health left. But I'm no quitter. Oh, piss off. We ran it back, but this time making sure I don't clog the conveyor belt with non-Garden Warfare plants. And by playing more carefully, we actually got past his first phase like it was nothing. Every Gargantua was actually getting the exact plants we needed to barely take out these hundreds of zombies ahead. And due to this accidental coconut bomb, we stunned Zomboss from taking out even more of our plants. And I knew now it had to be Coconut Cannon to finish him off. So with one last coconut bomb, we took out Zomboss and he dropped the key to the Wild West. We've now arrived at the third world of this challenge, and golly gosh, is it beginning to suck. Before we head into the chaos, I just want to clarify that there's a lot more gimmick levels in this world, which definitely makes this world a bit of a pain in the
Unexpected item.
But as stated in the very first episode, try to ignore these levels because they are stupid, and I hate you. Regardless, I will try my best to beat these levels, because I like torturing myself, so here we are in the Wild West.
6 shooters locked and loaded.
Unfortunately, we don't have Lorpy to bring along with us for this challenge, so in day 1, we were introduced to a new mechanic, the minecart. The minecarts in the Wild West allow you to transport your plants to different lanes, allowing them to attack approaching zombies out of reach. However, I like to use them to give my pea shooter permanent brain damage. After getting bored of edging this pea shooter, I brought in the whole team and began to plant my sunflowers and pea shooters. I planted a couple torchwoods to take out the bigger threats, like Cone Man, and as we took out the last zombie, Chomper did his minecart happy dance. We unlocked Pea Shooter and his annoying brother who was forced to go with him, and went on to day 2. I started the level as normal, but I decided to plant my sunflowers slightly to the right, and this wasn't done in an attempt to trigger you. Although, I hope it worked. This new hillbilly Billie Jean-ass zombie does this sneaky maneuver where he jumps over the whole lawn and eats everything from behind. Is he stupid? I saw this coming from a mile away, so I placed Cactus at the back to stab him whilst in the ground. I'm not falling for your tricks, Grandad. You're not clever jumping over my... Oh. Never mind. Day 3 wasn't much different. However, we now have to go up against a whole ass piano. The piano zombie plays such awesome music. Like...
Is that a taco?
Hungry Shark, which causes all of the zombies to start crip walking and swish and continue walking as normal. The only way to truly stop the zombies from plug walking
what
to
are
the
you
crib
doing?
is to take out
What
the
are you
hive
going
mind.
to
Yes,
do
screw your
with a
tip jar,
taco?
broke-ass piano man. We took out the remainder of the zombies and was rewarded with... Is
You
that
found
bomb?
my
Did the
magic
piano man just give me a bomb? My
taco.
Uncle Milo used to
I must
have
have it.
these.
I'll give you 1,000
What are you
coins.
saying? Day 4 was the first of these
Yes,
stupid,
the
impossible
taco is
gimmick
mine.
levels. How the level works is
Why
for
I
each
give
wave
you
of
so
zombies
much money
eliminated, you
for
get
a
given
taco?
another plant to
'Cause
place.
I'm
And
crazy.
because the majority of
Take
these
a
levels
look
give you these select
around my
plants at a
shop. You'll
non-random
notice
order, I
I
literally
got
only have access to
some
2
new
pea shooters to
items
clear this
in
level.
stock.
Apart from these Garden Warfare dudes, the next waves give me repeaters, 3 Peters, and this ugly creature. So there's literally nothing I can do, despite trying to win anyway. I even tried to beat this level using supercharged pea shooters from the Zen Garden. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So I ignored this dumb idiot concept of a level, and we unlocked Smiley Bean Face. Day 5 thankfully was just a good old regular killed a zombie.
Me and my
But
buddy.
we did face this new poncho zombie, who is hiding some...
Me and my buddy, Harvey, fuck, I don't know how to pronounce that. Flakaxker used to break face when we were bored. Well, Harvey's out of town, so you're coming with me, Harvey, too. Break it like you mean it, Harvey. My name is Gamer. Animation, not Harvey. But I guess he just wants to call me Harvey.
Oh, maybe not. But whilst the plants take out these zombies, out of all of the Garden Warfare plants I've unlocked, I'm seriously not sure who would work best in the minecarts. Colonel Corn is too weak by himself to cause damage, Cactus can't really shrink and hurt zombies from this far away, and Sunflower, well, I don't really need to explain her. I'm just gonna continue using pea shooters for now, but if you guys see a better strategy I could have went with for these minecarts, please do let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to heart the best ones I see. Anyway, back to the level. I knew he was hiding something. So this iron armor looking ass has an unknown chance to either show up with no toaster strapped to his chest,
Man, you
or with
broke
a
those
toaster strapped to his
vases.
chest.
Nice
He's quite a
and
tanky zombie to
good.
take down, but thanks to
Broke him like
you
the
guys should know
time
by now,
I
John
broke
Fist
my
literally
back
carried it.
digging
We took out the
through
rest of
those
the waves
trash
using the classic
cans.
pea shooter torch
Why
with
would you
strap
do
and
that,
went on to day
Dave?
6.
Why would you do
Time
that,
to show them
Dave,
who's
man?
got the fastest plants in time. You said it,
Here,
Dave,
I
because we've got another
brought
pea
you
shooter level
some
on our
more
hands.
vases.
And with these minecarts taking up a
Gotta
lot
be
of the
careful
lanes, I
about
was
breaking
stumped with what
them
strategy to
too
use.
fast, Fruit.
Hear me out, guys.
You don't
It's
want to
might
end up
work.
with
the zombies
more
in this level
zombies
came
than
flying
you can
in really
handle.
fast, which was not the plan, considering I wanted the corns to just butter everything and win. And it turns out these corns I saved in the back minecarts suck, since they only decide to throw corn when they
Put
feel
on!
like it, whilst their family gets torn apart on the front lines. The zombies basically ate every single plant, but luckily we made it to the end. Oh, you're taking the piss, game. Well, good thing I've got my backup Snapdragon certified Aura Moment. You piano-playing piece of shit. Corn, come on, man. This happens in every video now. Why are you like this? Just stun him. Slow him down. Do something. At this very moment, I had a light bulb moment. I can dig up these useless plants and
All
barely
right.
afford a second
This should be the
kernel
last
core,
of
and
them.
now I can relax.
Break these, and
How is your
you'll be
tip
done.
jar floating
All
like
done.
that? We stole these baby pea shooters and took some advice from Dave. Trust me, do not try and tip a cow from behind. What? A lot of the Wild West levels share a very similar formula with their level design. However, I'm not sure if it's just me, but the amount of zombies in the early waves seem to show up a lot faster, forcing me to make use of the multi-lane minecart shenanigans. I used this Snapdragon army to take out the horde, and they dropped this torn up note. Oh. It looks like Sheriff Hat Guy wants my brain, and it looks like I'm only worth 5 big ones. Quick, neighbor, play dumb! What the the fuck? Day 8. Once again, we have to survive a massive attack without any lawnmowers, which unfortunately also means that this is a conveyor belt level. And whilst we may have got very lucky with the pirate seeds plants showing up last time, this time not so much. I did attempt to try and beat this level only using plant abilities just for fun, but that didn't work out either. So we're just gonna go straight to day 9, where these plants are mine. Alright, Dave, relax. I wasn't gonna steal them or nothing. Therefore, they're mine. Are you talking about slave labor? Is Pea Shooter a coal miner now? Day 9 gave us a change of pace with having to
Okay,
use
we got a
specific
new
plants.
plant.
And whereas last time we had no sun to work with and only a Pea Shooter, this time I have sunflower, but nothing to attack with. Not that it matters for the challenge, but I still wanted to attempt this level with at least only using plant abilities. So using walnuts and chili bean, I tried my hardest to just overwhelm the zombies with sunflowers whilst my chili bean recharged. And I lost. I then tried again, but this time I pre-placed a few beans to get ahead of the horde. And